Rieu, the king of waltzes, broke everyone's hearts when he shared an emotional confession about the love of his life. At the age of 75, the virtuoso Dutch violinist who made classical music popular with millions of people now talks about something deep in his life. Why did Rieu choose to share the story of the person he saw as a constant inspiration? Join us for this heartfelt moment where Rieu not only breaks your heart, but also reveals Andrew Rieu has sold 12 million CDs and draws up to 50,000 fans to his shows. This is a side of him that has never been seen before. What makes violin concerts so magical? The story of his famous Stradivarius is only part of the story. A deeper, more personal melody forms his amazing musical experience. At 75 years old, this Dutch violinist's story is much bigger than just his musical accomplishments. He leads a beautiful 130-piece orchestra and lives in a beautiful 15th-century house with 25 other people. Even though he has rooms in Mari, his most valuable property isn't his violin. After 49 years of marriage to Marjorie, this famous musician shares the real secret to his success, a love story that has endured longer than his most famous songs. Andrew Rieu tells his darkest secret at age 75. Andrew Rieu, a famous Dutch violinist, plays a 1667 Stradivarius violin that is now 75 years old. He has talked about what he thinks is at the heart of his huge success in music, and his shows captivate audiences around the world, and he now says that a love story that spans almost 50 years is what drives his musical genius. "I knew right away that she was the one. I wanted to continue with her," he said. Rieu said about his wife Marjorie Kochman after they got married in 1975. "These are very important words coming from someone who had such a huge amount of success, selling over 40 million records and having nearly 30 #1 albums around the world." Rieu loves his rare 1667 Stradivarius violin, but his relationship with his partner is the most important thing to him. He was clear, "Without Marjorie, nothing would have come of me." This shows a lot about the man whose Jan Stra orchestra changed classical music forever. In 1987, there were only 12 players in the orchestra. Since then, it has grown to include 50 to 60 musicians today. For Rieu, music and life go hand in hand. For at least the last 20 years, his personal life has been so connected to his work that the story of his personal life would sound a lot like the story of his job. This is especially true since his wife Marjorie has been so involved from the start. He said, "The couple lives in a castle in Mari, Netherlands, that was built in 1492. This historic building is both their home and the center of Rieu's music business, which is why his fans were shocked when he told them." Rieu's touching statement is even more moving when we see how different his childhood was from the happy artist we see now. Rieu said, "I can't remember ever being hugged by my father." This showed that he didn't have a lot of love in his childhood. Many people have seen Rieu perform around the world with his Stradivarius violin, but Marjorie wants to stay out of the spotlight. She rarely goes out with Andre and once said in an interview that she doesn't want to be defined by her husband. Because of how private their relationship is, many fans didn't know how important she is to his success. The confession challenges common ideas about musical geniuses. Instead of Rieu says that his wife is the reason he has been successful, even though he only credits his skill or instrument. Their relationship is like a complicated pas de deux, and they seem to dance together naturally as his 75th birthday approaches. Rieu is still as active as ever. "In October I'll be 75 years old, and I want to live to 140, so I'm halfway there," he said with excitement. He doesn't take many breaks from his passion. "Every year my wife and I go to Rome for 3 days, and that's our break. The rest of the year I will never stop playing music because I love it so much. I will never quit." Fans now know that when Andrew Rieu plays the violin, he doesn't just play straw waltzes, he also shares the love that turned a boy from a sad childhood into a man whose music makes millions of people happy around the world. How Marjorie Kochman won the heart of the Waltz King. Every great artist has a person who shapes their fate. The Dutch violinist is known around the world as the King of Waltz. Marjorie Kochman helped me find this person. Andrew Rieu's wife Marjorie has a lot of impact beyond being his wife. Their love story began before his Stradivarius violin played the first notes that would captivate millions. Andre and Marjorie's relationship reads like a script from one of his classical compositions. When they met as kids, Andre was 11 and Marjorie was 13. Andre remembers that he knew she was the one. It wasn't just a crush, they ended up being together for life. The first time we met Marjorie, we were both in school. Andre told my sister, when we got together we married quickly, and we are still together now, 48 years later. They knew they were meant to be together since they were kids. It wasn't a smooth road. The first time Andre brought Marjorie home as his bride-to-be, his mother sent her away and told him to clean his room. This made their relationship stronger because she put up a fight. 48 years of marriage. The key to his success. The couple got married in 1975 and built a relationship that would last longer than in love. The truth is that I've always wanted a wife who would work with me. I don't know why, but that's been in me since I was a child. Andre has shown it. During their marriage, Marjorie played many important roles. She raised the children and made sure the family had money. While Andre was building his music career, she organized tours so that Andre could focus on performing. Marjorie also worked in the family business with her two sons, Mark and Pierre, and she was a musical inspiration for Andre. Her father's record collection helped him develop his love of music. The couple went through a lot of hard times together, like Andre's health problems that forced them to cancel tours. These problems brought them closer together and their work partnership became truly amazing. Andre was on stage, and Marjorie ran the organization behind the scenes. That we can work together so closely and in harmony, Marjorie says. We find that to be a great gift. Why did he choose her out of all the people who liked her? What Marjorie is worth to Andre goes beyond her orderly skills. Edgar Kochman, her father, left Berlin as a Jewish refugee in 1933. He brought with him a valuable record collection that would influence Andre's music style. Andre was still looking for his own unique style, so I let him listen to some of my dad's records. He didn't know that kind of music, but he was quickly sold. According to Marjorie, this musical influence was the start of Rieu's worldwide success. Marjorie stays out of the news and doesn't show up with Andre very often. In public, she once said in an interview that she doesn't want her husband to define her. Despite this, their mutual respect shines through. Marjorie is sure when she talks about admirers, I know he loves me. But admiration for stars has nothing to do with love. Their 48-year trip led them to a 17th-century castle in Maastricht that used to belong to Count d'Artagnan from the Three Musketeers fame. They raised 2 sons and welcomed 5 grandchildren here. Andre says, we love each other. What more could I want? We both love music after all. This partnership made a young fiddler famous all over the world, and now he plays his music on the biggest stages in the world. I would be nothing without her. I often tell Marjorie, if it weren't for you, I'd be in the gutter, admits Rieu, the Dutch violinist whose mesmerizing performances on his 1667 Stradivarius violin. She replies, no, you would have met another girl, but I'm serious. She helped me to. Be yourself, believe in yourself, and look people in the eyes. Rieu has had a great job for almost 50 years, and he always says that his wife had a big impact on his success. His honest words show more than just love for his wife. They also show how they worked together to make a struggling artist famous all over the world. Marie Brigitte did more than just back Andre Maury. She was a key part of helping the Dutch violinist find his own style before they became famous. Marjorie played those records for me, and I heard the Sport Palace Waltzer for the first time. I knew that was the music I could make my own and go my own way with. This musical discovery came from Marjorie's Jewish father's record collection, which was one of the few things he brought with him when he fled Berlin in 1933. It was through him that he learned about romantic classics like Pizzicato Polka and Gechtano de Mauld. These songs helped shape the repertoire that would make Andre famous around the world. And the couple's relationship is still going strong today. Lives today, though their roles have changed. With financial help from Marjorie, Andre, he started his own orchestra to make his dream of making all of classical music available to everyone come true. Making classical music more accessible to more people is still the key to his success. By playing classical music in a lighter way, Andre has made it possible for more people to listen to it. Marjorie says that her opinion has changed the way he plays music in every way. From picking pieces to playing with their beloved Stradivarius, Marjorie has less of an impact on their business now that their son Mark is taking on some of her responsibilities, but her effect is still strong. I would be lost without them. Andre says that his family is there for him. They are my rock, and I leave everything up to them. Your Rieu's performances amaze people all over the world, but knowing about this partnership gives his music a new depth. Every time he plays his violin, he thanks the woman who helped him turn his dream of opening a pizza shop into a musical. Empire, building a music business and raising two kids. Adrian and Marjorie left a musical legacy while raising their kids Marc and Pierre, who went their own ways. Pierre is the vice president of Andre Rieu Productions, where he is in charge of the technical side of shows and recordings. Andre calls him his right-hand man at all of his concerts around the world. Marc went in a different direction and became an art scholar and painter. He shows his work at his father's master concerts. I choose not to work for the company. Marc says, I do make good use of my last name. Their parents gave them freedom with responsibility. From the beginning, we told them they could do whatever they wanted, and we wouldn't be mad if they chose something different, says. The boys also learned to stay active. It was fine to play outside as long as we were doing something like soccer. We weren't just allowed to hang out. No matter what careers they chose, both kids are still very important to the family that Andre and Marjorie built. Andre thinks, I have family. We are together 250 days a year, traveling the world. The legacy they built behind castle walls supports more than just a musical career. It's a story that will continue to grow as Andre continues to perform with his beloved Stradivarius violin. Fame brings a level of scrutiny that most marriages couldn't handle. But Dutch violinist Andre Rieu and his wife Marjorie have dealt with it for decades without letting it hurt their relationship. Their 48-year marriage grew stronger,